Hello folks, I'm the handy chef. I'm going to show you a few shortcuts in the kitchen and tell you how you can get some wonderful free samples. Now sample number one I'm going to show you is the one that they call the twin curl cutter. This is the one that does all the fancy work, and I'd like to show you how simple and easy it is to use. See, you take any fruit or any vegetable at all that's solid and has a skin on it, and you cut a little piece off each end of the vegetable. I want you to notice that this tool comes in two parts. One part we call the stem, and the other part we call the handle. Now you take the stem and place that in the vegetable until the two rings touch the vegetable. Then you take the handle and place that on the stem. All you do is just twist and turn. One good turn deserves another, and when you notice the two little rings coming through on the other side, well, you know then your job is done, so you take off the handle and pull out the cutter. Place the handle right in the center, and what you twist in, you always twist out. And who in the world would ever think that you'd find two little curls like that inside of an old Irish potato? While you drop those in the hot fat, they brown in a few seconds' time. Look, when company comes in and you don't have enough potatoes to go around, you don't worry about it, because you can always stretch them. See, the more company, the more you stretch until you have two little curls. Change your mind, well, you put them back together again. It's not a hard job. But say if you have children at home that won't eat vegetables, you take the different colored vegetables like potatoes and beets and carrots, you intertwine them together. The kiddies think they're eating peppermint candy instead of eating their vegetables. You won't be able to cut them out fast enough. Now let's say that sometimes you're serving a shrimp salad, you run out of shrimp. Don't worry about it. Take your knife, you run that right through the center, and say like magic, you have the finest mess of shrimp you ever have seen that never did see the ocean. What do you do with the rest of the potato? Throw that away? I should say not. Well, you go over to the ice box and see what you have left over from dinner the night before. Now it might be a little bit of chicken, I'll call that a little bit of chicken. It could be a little bit of hamburger, and it might even be a little bit of sausage. See, anything at all that you have left over from dinner the night before, well, you just take and chop it up fine. You season it highly and flavor it well. You stuff that inside your potato and put your potatoes in the oven to bake or roast for about 20 minutes time. Now, when they're done, you take a knife, you cut them in half and serve them on a half shell with a lump of melted butter. And believe me, they really are delicious served that way. If you've never had or tasted a stuffed baked potato on the half shell, you really have a treat in store for you. I said I was going to call that one sample number one. Now, sample number two is also a clever little tool. That's the one that does the lattice and the waffle cuts, and is also invented by a French chef. Now, once again, I'm going to say you take a potato or any fruit or vegetable at all that's solid has a skin on it, and you take your corrugated garnishing knife, make your first cut right straight down. Please notice that you give the vegetable a half turn and you recut them again. Now, potatoes you fry them, carrots you cream them, beets you pickle them. If you drop these in the hot fat, they brown in a few seconds' time. They get a golden brown, and by golly, I get hungry just talking about it. However, for French fried potatoes, all you do is just take a thicker cut. See, you take about a half a dozen slices like I'm showing you now, stack one right on top of the other, and you recut them. And if you have French fried potatoes served this way, they're going to be delicious because they have about 8 times the browning surface when they're served that way. I said I was going to call that one sample number two. Now let me show you why we do that. We do that to introduce to you a little machine that I say within the next 6 months every good housekeeper is going to have one in the home. The first time they've ever been made out of steel, and they're guaranteed a lifetime. The secret of the operation is in that platform. Notice the way that platform moves up or down. If you want a thin slice, you push that close to the blade. Now naturally for a thick slice, all you do is just lower that platform. Now let's say that the ladies out there want to take and slice up carrots for steamed creamed or buttered carrots. I want you to be the judge and jury. Tell me, have you ever seen a machine that would slice carrots as fast as easy and get them all uniform like I'm showing you now? They'll all be done at the same time because they are all the same size, they are all the same thickness. And let's say now that the ladies want to take and slice up potatoes for potato chips. Naturally, for potato chips, you want a thin slice, so you move the blade a little bit closer to the platform. And folks, the next time you want to slice up potatoes for chips, you can cut up enough to feed the entire family in just a few seconds' time. American fries, home fries, or raw fried potatoes, all you do is just lower that platform. Now, for potato chips, you drop those slices in cold water. That takes all the starch out of them. And you put those in a hot fat. They get a golden brown in a few seconds' time. But here, let's say now that you want to take and cut up shoestrings or French fried potatoes. I said you lower the platform for a thicker slice. Take about a half a dozen slices, like I said a while ago, stack one right on top of the other. All you do is recut them. And for French fried or shoestring potatoes, I think you will have to admit that it really and truly does do a remarkable job. But here, I'd like to show you ladies the hardest thing that everybody ever did have to slice, and that is a ripe tomato. You know, many a time I've seen Mother in the kitchen trying to slice a ripe tomato with a dull knife. You know, you crush that tomato, the juice runs all over the table. Now watch. The next time you want to slice tomatoes for sandwiches or salads, adjust that to the size or thickness that you desire. Take that tomato, you place it right on the platform, but don't push it through. That's wrong. See, a tomato is soft. You do that a little bit differently. You simply take and you slide it through. Now, I don't care how ripe that tomato is. Please notice you do not crush the tomato. The juice does not run all over the table. Why, it stays right on the inside of that tomato there, exactly where it does belong. But look, during the canning season, you ladies would probably hide that for fear that somebody might steal it from you. Because when it comes to slicing cucumbers for bread and butter pickles, why, you can cut up a bushel of cucumbers in no time at all. Use that machine for slicing hard-boiled eggs, ham, cheese, or lunch meat for sandwiches. It'll do a wonderful job, and every single slice will be uniform, the same size and the same thickness. But look, I'd like to show you something right now, the only machine on the market, regardless of price, that really and truly will take corn off the cob. When you want to take corn off the cob, adjust it to the thickness you desire, take the ear of corn, you just slide it right through that platform. You know, I think you'll have to agree it's just like magic, the way that kernels come right off the cob. But there is one more thing I would like to show you, and then I will be all through talking. You know, just about everybody likes coleslaw, or I should say everybody but Mother. Mother doesn't like it. She's never had the proper tools to make it with, and you really can't blame her. See, the next time you want to cut up a little cabbage for cabbage salad, take the head of cabbage and cut it right in half. And ladies, if you want to make a little coleslaw, say you want to cut up cabbage for cabbage salad, cut up a chow-chow, pickle lily, or a pepper hash, you know, you could sit down in the kitchen and just murder a head of cabbage with a knife like that. Look at a knife cut slaw. I think you'll have to admit that it looks more like shredded wheat than it does like shredded cabbage. Perhaps you people out there are probably wondering how much they are and where you can get one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't get one today, that's all right. Thank you for watching the demonstration just the same. They're going to go on sale in all the stores all over the country long about the end of next month. They're going to retail at the nationally and permanently advertised price of $1.98, and they're well worth it for the work they do. Now, we cannot and will not cut that price. Here's what I have been authorized to do. If you can realize the common sense value of that machine, you think enough of your home and your kitchen that you're willing to invest $1.98 with us today, we're going to spend $1.98 with you in return. Now watch and see how we do it. Number one, there's your regular slicing and shredding machine, but just 1 second, please. Remember when I started a little while ago? Said I was going to make you a present of the little twin curl cutter? That's the one that made the curls and the curlicues, the stuffed baked potatoes on the half shell. Well, as good as my word, I'm going to put that one in with the set too. And ladies and gentlemen, as long as we are advertising, I'm going to make this a real buy. Here's the one I used to make the lattice or the waffle cut potatoes. That's the one I used to make the French fried potatoes. Well, as long as they last, I said I'd put that one in with the set too. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to send you one. We're going to give you everything we showed you there, enough to go right in the light housekeeping. $1.98 is all you can spend while we're advertising today. I'll get your pencil and paper ready. Here comes our announcer to tell you how you can receive this wonderful set of tools.